Hi everyone, it's Dr. Balwani again. I wanted to share something I learned recently, and it's about retrograded or resistant starch. So retrograded or resistant starch is starch that's resistant to digestion. And the reason that matters is we've talked before about how carbohydrates and starches can raise your blood sugar. They cause your blood sugar to spike up, and then it can come crashing down, especially if you're sensitive to blood sugar changes. So that can feel pretty bad. So anything that slows down that digestion is going to be better for you overall. And it turns out that resistant starch has been associated with improvements in glycemic variability, so blood sugar, as well as improvements in cholesterol, improvements in total cholesterol, improvements in LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, as well as improvements in TNF alpha, which is an inflammatory cytokine. So the principle is that the amylose bonds in the starch recrystallize in a form that is more resistant to digestion. And there's a really easy way to make this happen with foods you're already eating. So the most common starches we eat are going to be rice, pasta, and potatoes. So in order to do this, it's called the cook and cool method. You cook the food as you normally would, and then you leave it at room temperature for 1 to 2 hours to cool. And then after that, you put it in the fridge. So the reason you don't want to leave it for more than 1 to 2 hours is because then you risk bacterial growth. Rice in particular can get a bacteria called Bacillus cereus. So to avoid that, you only leave it out for 1 to 2 hours, and then you put it in the fridge and you leave it there for 24 hours. And that alone increases the amount of resistant starch in the food by 2.5 times. Quite a bit. Now the absolute number is still pretty small. This isn't going to reverse your diabetes. But if you're eating the food anyway, it's a really easy way to make it a little bit better for you. In terms of afterwards, you take it out of the fridge, you reheat it in the microwave, and you can eat it like normal. It's okay to reheat it in the microwave. That doesn't do anything to the resistant starch as long as you only do it once. So once you microwave the food for a second time, the benefits of the resistant starch are gone. So the best way to do it is to batch cook, make a bunch at once, leave it in the fridge, and then over the next couple of days, take out what you need, reheat it, and eat it. Remember, food is only good in the fridge for about 3 to 5 days. After that, all food needs to be thrown out regardless. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about resistant starch or blood sugars, and I'll see you next time.